Hello, welcome back to a playthrough of Age of Wonders 4, specifically DLC Thrones of Blood. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going to screw that up and call it Blood Thrones multiple times. Deal. Yeah. Yeah, they released, so new rulers, new tomes, balance changes, all that jazz. We're not going to go, again, we're not going to go everything. This is a faction creation video. But we will go over some of the new changes. One of the things, and the Pantheon. So, my Pantheon, rewards. So, they added a page 2. I don't like that it counts the pages separately. That's probably a limit of the engine. And most of it is just cosmetic stuff, variants, that sort of thing. Banner icons, cosmetics. There's 4 new abilities: Pull Shot, Wail of the Banshee, which is enemy units within a 2 hex. So Pull Shot, pull them towards you. So lose morale and become weakened. Interesting. Inspiring Presence passive item. Now this one's interesting. While in combat, this and all other friendly units have a 25% modifier to positive morale gain. This effect doesn't stack. So I did poke around a little. What they mean is that this specific Inspiring Presence doesn't stack. So if you have 3 heroes, and each one has this Inspiring Presence from this item, you do not get a 75% positive gain to morale. But if you have, like, what is it? The racial, the racial one, I'm drawing a blank on the name, that is like increases positive gain, and then there's one from tomes. Those stack, and that will get a 25% buff. So it stacks, it's just this instant doesn't stack. And Piercing Shot, which is neat, which unlocks the Pierce Shot, Arcanium, a lot of Arcanium ore stuff. So it's just full thing, Pierce Shot, damages all targets in a 4x line. However, Apex Predators. This is interesting. They believe themselves to be at the top of the food chain. Be weak is to be prey. Gain 50 food on pillaging a province improvement. Gain 50 food on raising a conquered city per province improvement it has. So theoretically, if a full city has 30 tiles, and each tile has a province improvement, that is 30 times 50. That's 1,500 food. Interesting. Gain 30 food on successfully migrating a conquered city per population. But the city loses additional pop afterward. I'm not sure how that's calculated, but I don't like it. Right? Oh, this pop has 30 cities. I migrate. Normally I would lose... Sorry, this city has, we'll say, 20 pop. Normally, if I migrate, I would lose, I think, 2. I think it's 1 for every 10, or something like that. It might be 1 for every 5. I don't know, we'll say 1 for every 10. So now it starts at 18. But I gain 30 times is 600. Oh, great, so that washes even. I think what it does is, 20 pop, gain 600 food, gain 2 or 3 pops, and now you lose 3 or 4. Which is like, there's no bonus there. We're not going to get into vassals grant plus 10 food per population. So if you have a vassal size 10, that is a bonus 100 food. Now, the weird thing here is food is not universal. It is on a per city basis. So I don't know how it decides what city that bonus goes to. Right? Honestly, in an ideal world, that bonus would be evenly split. All these bonuses would be evenly split between every city. So if you are in direct control of 3 cities, when you pillage a profit improvement, it is 50 divided by 3. And each city gets 13 food. But I like the concept. I'm not sure about how the implementation is, and unfortunately, because of where we're not going to earn that, we're not going to get a chance to try it. So the other new thing, right?
Choose your destination.
Is a new challenge realm, right? And a new story map. Now, we're gonna do the story map, obviously. The only new stuff for the custom realm is, let's edit. Hey, I click edit? Yes. Is, let's see. I think it's just a land type. City modifiers, rule modifiers, unit modifier. All right, so it's here. It's a climate trait, which is sunless highlands. So we're gonna see that anyway. So let's go ahead.
Destination.
Take a look at the map. Thank you. We're gonna play on normal. We always start on normal. If I get my ass kicked, I will drop it down to easy. As an new ruler type, elder vampire. As an elder vampire, return to the rude is weird. I think it should be ruined or something else. I understand the word vaguely, as in ominous, desolate, creepy origin realm of all vampire kind. Foil or court, it's 2 feuding arch vampire guardians. As you venture to uncover the mythical crypt of the Deathless God and bring about a long-awaited reckoning of blood. So, land. So features one single massive land mass. Each empire shares a single land mass. No oceans, or at least, without no large bodies of water, right? So there could be rivers and that sort of thing. Explorative underground. The underground in this realm is a labyrinth of tunnels and small caverns filled with treasure, but cannot be settled. You cannot have a city down there. It's just not work. Low population. Okay, 3 cities are rare. And sunless highlands. This realm consists of a mountainous and sunless heartland that gets colder towards the edges. The following province features are abundant. Sunless, snow and ice. Scarce, ashlands, chasm and lava. Or chasm, however you want to say it. No sand. Sunless. Absence of sunlight has spread thorny and dark floor dotted with crimson runes. Cities annexing this province suffer -5 stability. Units regenerate -5 hit points per turn on the world map. Units only receive 50 or half the temporary hit points while in combat. Units in cities that have Heartless or are an empire led by an elder vampire are immune to these effects. So, interesting terrain, right? Unfortunately, right, the obvious thing to crush this map is to make an angel faction go Order Nature Materium or Order Nature Shadow, right? And just reshape everything into non-sunless lands, and you're gonna kick a lot of ass. Unfortunately, we need to show off the new tomes, so neat, not gonna affect us as we'll be playing as an elder vampire. So next.
Your journey starts here.
And here we go. We're gonna create a new faction.
What is your people's
I like the idea of vampiric ogre kin, right? So we're gonna change our traits. We're gonna select cheerful. That's what I don't know if we're gonna select that. We are gonna take light-footed. That feels good. Don't think we're gonna do mounts. I think they added a new mount right here. They added shrieking bats. How cool is that? Offense, I would like to take pack tactics is always good. I'm gonna take keen-sighted. And so that leaves either elusive or hardy. For defense. Utility, we've got a few. Sharp eyes. Cold-blooded could be an interesting one. Cheerful could be an interesting. For now, we'll take hardy, I think, and confirm. That feels good. We may go back and change this.
What is their origin culture?
Alright, next. Dark. They have revamped Dark. So either we get the Cult of Tyranny, which is Shadow. Alright, your people value strength. Tyranny is a virtue, and a privilege for those who prove their might. Units weaken enemy status resistance through Aura of Tyranny and exploit vulnerability. Oh, what is that? Hold on. Lock in, please. On attack, inflict status vulnerability, and heal self for 5. Interesting. Captures heroes to control free cities through hostage diplomacy. -1. So no Whispering Stones. And what it is for every when you fight a city, you capture the heroes. As long as that hero is alive, as opposed to a Whispering Stone, for every hostage you have, right, you get a +1. So if you can capture 4 or 5 hostages, even 2 or 3, right, that is better than having a Whispering Stone. So, but you have to capture the heroes. If you capture a city without capturing heroes, you'll always have at least 1. So do keep that. Gain city stability when executing heroes in your prison. Interesting. So now executing. Oh shit! Am I low on stability? I think I have to execute a few just to keep me up there. That's interesting. And unique city structures provide greatly increased gold at the cost of city stability. But if you capture enough heroes, you know it almost feels like you want to keep a free city around at war with permanently. So they can just keep sending heroes at you. It's like, all right, great, fodder. Right? There's a build here, status resistance, or if tyranny, that's status resistance. Right? So there's a build here with Cult of Tyranny where you just remember that viewer suggestion 3 was apply as many debuffs as possible. Combined with this, up the wazoo, right? Just all the debuffs. And then Cult of Death. Your people are familiar with death. Sacrifices the norm and a tool for their overlord to use. Units get power when friendly or hostile units are slain through power from death. So whenever a unit is slain, we gain a mortal blessing. What's a mortal blessing? We gain 5 hit points and 2 crit chance. Oh. So if 10 units die, all our units gain plus 50 hit points and a 20% crit chance. Oh. Okay. Is there something else? If this unit gets the killing blow, they get 2 mortal blessings. Oh, he says. Interesting. Okay. Heroes in your grip can be turned into embalmed sacrifices. And these are used by the Dark Cult of Death for powerful city structures and unique strategic spells. So used embalmed sacrifices to build powerful city structures or cast open sacrifices. Let's do. Units in friendly armies in target province, free heal, camouflage, ton of morale for the next combat, and plus 20 hit points. Oh. Interesting. We're gonna do Cult of Death. So we're going dark nature to begin. Let me add culture. And we're gonna add, and then I think it's creating a spreadsheet. F8. 9? 10. Nope, 9 it was. No, that's 19. There we go. Paste. Great. So culture-wise, we're starting with shadow and nature. Great. So let's take a look at our ogre kin again. So we're going to select that.
What defines their society?
Backtrack to this. Edit. So we took keen-sighted. Okay. Which I still appreciate, so that means we will score hits at range. Defense is hardy. That's a lot of hit points we'll have, and I'm still okay with a utility. I don't think there's one... Yeah, arcane focus. That's interesting. Ferocious. Wow, I think they changed that. I think that used to be deal 20%. I could be wrong. Sneaky is flanking attack, strong, physical. I mean, physical is not a bad one either. Overwhelmed tactics could be another good one, right? But for that, we have to group up. Which will happen. So there's that idea of we start with a 20% crit hit chance. And every time we kill someone, or any time someone dies on the board, that goes up by 5%. Wipe out an army, and by the end of the fight, you're at 60%. 50%. The only way to get that is to lose our defense. No. Would be to take a flaw. Careless. Coward. Uncooperative. That wouldn't work. Vulnerable to magic, vulnerable to physical, which we can overcome. Weak constitution. Ooh. Yeah, careless would negate overwhelmed tactics. Oh, sorry, uncooperative would negate. Defense mode gives -1 defense. -1. Are vulnerable to magic. I don't know, we always end up stacking so much physical defenses. That vulnerable to physical always feels good. Like, if you're gonna take a flaw, this is the easiest one to overcome, right? Or weak constitution. Because we can overcome that theoretically with morbid sacrifice, right?
What is your people's form?
I'm gonna take vulnerable to physical. I'm gonna drop hardy, and instead we're gonna take keen-sighted and overwhelming tactics. Alright? So we're gonna take a lot of damage. At least until we get some defense. but we're going to hit quite a bit. And as long as we're standing next to someone, we're going to crit quite a bit. Especially once we start getting kills. Alright, let's try it. Right? So we'll do that. Oh, sorry, this was set. Dark, Cult of Death. Select. Now.
What defines
society traits? They have added a few new ones. Two, I think. Maybe three? Two. Oh, interesting. Ah, because of the realm. It's a story map. Okay. So the two they added was Swift Marchers. Forced March inflicts no damage to your units. Routed units are never lost. All units gain road walk, so they can travel along roads faster. And we start with an extra scout unit, and we start with Forced March, which is interesting. I'm not saying no. Just not sure it's right for what we're building. Empire of the Cosmos. Now this one's interesting. So right now we're starting with one of each affinity. So, their study of the astral sea and the sources of magic make for an imposing empire. Having one of each affinity gets plus 20 mana. So if you have one of every affinity, plus 20 mana. Interesting. Having two of every affinity, it's knowledge. Having three, plus 20 Imperium. And it removes the restrictions on affinity requirements. Meaning, essentially, it is a Unbound Tomes that rewards grabbing, going as wide as possible. Okay, as far as affinity goes. Now, I don't know if that's what we're gonna go with. But that is interesting, right? Oh, and then society traits. Okay. Society traits. Right? I'm trying to do the math. Alright, hold on. I'm gonna have to recalculate this. Paste. This is... Homes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Break on this. Shift cells up. Just so I can read it. Yep, that's fine. And then shift this down. No, I can't do it. Cut. Paste. Alright. And then society traits. So total affinity is... And then F10? Yes. Okay, so total affinity is Tomes affinities plus culture plus society traits. So now that right now would give us, sorry, I call it arcane, I guess it's astral. Alright. Those are the affinities. Astral, then 8 be called out on. 1 astral. Right? And so we're gonna look at tomes. Why are we looking at tomes? Because the 3 new tomes are Tome of the Blood Rite, Shadow Chaos. Tier 1, we have to take that because I want to show it off. Alright, fine. Blood Rite. What does it do? Rites of Bloodletting. Target friendly unit sustains 5 unblockable damage. Then all enemy units within 2 hexes gains bleeding and takes double that damage. 10 physical damage. Which is blocked by defense, remember. The Blight Leeching. Target friendly units again sustains 5 unblockable damage. But then for 3 turns, they gain strengthened and lifesteal at 10. So very easy to get that back. Blood drinking blades. +1 physical damage. Great. When striking units with bleeding, gain 2 temporary hit points. Awesome. Doesn't appear to be a cap on that. Not that it matters. But neat. So, a way to heal. Blood cultist. So we're going mages. Battle mage unit that bleeds and stuns their enemies. Has hemorrhaging bolts. It's bleeding. Oh, deals an extra 10% damage per bleeding stack on the target. Wait, does this cause bleeding? No. It doesn't cause bleeding. Okay. And this doesn't cause bleeding, it benefits from bleeding. Okay. And then Scarlet Plague. Target enemy sustains damage, and they gain a blood parasite for 3 turns. Counts as bleeding. They take 4 physical damage. And ignores immunity to bleeding. Stacks up to 5 times. When they die, they spawn a blood maggot. So this doesn't cause bleeding. Interesting. Thought it caused bleeding. It does not. Fleshcrown Ruins. +5 hit point regeneration on the world map. Great! Minor race transformation and attacks and abilities. Ignore 1 status uses per stack of bleeding on the target. So you're using abilities to cause bleeding and then taking advantage of it. Sanguine Focus. Units. 1 damage. Aha! Here's our bleeding. And Battle Mage and support units can cause bleeding. So there's our bleeding. Okay. Interesting. So we have to take that. Next one. Tome of Torment. Tier 3. Pure Shadow. That's Torment. So Pure Shadow means it's going to be +2 Shadow Affinity. Oh, there's 4 right there. Shadow is Shadow Arcane, but fine. Tormenting Projectiles. There we go. Physical and ranged magic attacks of enchanted units inflict Torment. What does Torment do? When the unit uses an ability, it takes 8 frost damages and loses morale. Stacks up to 5 times. Every time it triggers, they lose a stack. Makes sense. Feels balanced. Interesting build there. You know, so between Torment and Doom Herald, right? And then Tyranny and that sort of thing, you can absolutely shred morale. We're taking Tome of Torment. Agonize. 40 frost damage. Chance of gaining 3 stacks of Torment. No matter what, they always gain 1. Painbringer. Mythic unit. Drain Strike. Yep. Strike target and gain hit points equal to half damage dealt. Tormenting Lash. Deal damage to target enemy. Oh, this one uses up all abilities, so this is their normal one, and then Shadow Step. Teleport to target hex. Eat. Lens of Anguish. This is a city structure. +5 mana. Comet casting exploits. Damage spells and debuff spells reduce morale by 5. Very powerful build with Tome of Torment, where you can just, right? Again, Doom Herald, Tome of Torment, absolutely shred morale. Just base morale. Painbound. Target braces pain. When we are hit by an attack, we gain morale. And a random positive effect. Okay. And I guess I didn't look at the item. So, Basilica of Lamentation. Mana, knowledge, stability. Counts as a conduit, and it likes farms and foresters to give a bonus. Tome of Blood, Blood Altar, excuse me. Draft, more draft based on farms, and when I win a fight, I gain 10 mana. Alright, so that's Tome of Torment, and the last one... Tome of the Crimson Rain. Okay, Chaos Shadow. So, again, we have to take that one. So, boom, boom. So already we are at 2 Chaos, 5 Shadow. So we're missing Materium and order, and not that much astral or nature to get to 3 stacks of that cosmos thing. Interesting. What does Tome of the Crimson Rain do? Well, some Tears of the Crimson Sovereign, and I think. So when cast, for the next 2 turns, up to 3 enemy units take 10 damage, gain Blood Parasite, and 3 friendly units heal and gain Fortune. Oh, more crit, you say? Okay. Mantle of the Old Blood Noble, unit enchantment. Enchanted units gain Coagulate. Once per turn, when they are hit by an attack, they gain both. I assume both. They gain +1 defense, +1 resistance for 3 turns. Okay. So the more we're hit, and again, I was gonna say, I assume that caps at 5, the harder we are to kill. Now here's an interesting thing. At the start of combat, for each friendly non-summon tier 1 and tier 2 unit, gain +5 hit points and more healing, +5% healing received. So if your entire front line, or the like, or even back line, is tier 2 or 1 units, that is plus, you start with +15 hit points, and you receive 15% more healing. That affects tier 3, 4, and 5 units. Interesting. And Summon Blood Exarch. So, Parasitic Cleave, great damage of blood, Siphon Lesser, reset the... Oh, grant Blood of the Exarch. Oh yeah, hold on. So Siphon Lesser deals damage, +10 damage per unit tier of the target below 5. So 1 takes 40, 5 takes 10. That makes sense. But can be used on friendly units as well. Heal for 50% of the damage dealt to the target. Great. This unit ability kills the target. We set the cooldown on Blood Exarch. Well, what's Blood Exarch? Target friendly tier 3 or higher unit gains Blood of the Exarch. 20 damage, crit chance, crit hit. Oh. Use this to kill a low tier unit. Even yours. Start stacking crit chance and that sort of. And blood pull. Target immune stays damage. Pull to an adjacent hits. Interesting build here. And then Gift of the Old One. Major race. Transform your units into the undead type. We gain Life Drinker. When a unit next to me dies, 3 strength, 10 hit points. Interesting. All attacks have a 60% chance of inflicting Blood Parasite. Okay, interesting. Which means I think we'll want Tome of the Revenant. Why? For Undead Resentment. Vicious Killer. More importantly, Fire Resistance and Spirit Resistance. Right? So, we're gonna want Tome of the Revenant, I think. Revenant. At tier 4 as well. Because we can't do, if we do Crimson Rain, right? Is it Crimson? Yes. This is a major race. So you can't stack Crimson Rain and White Orb. One or the other, but not both. Okay, well, so Tome of the Revenant, and that is Order Shadow. So that's... sorry. 0, 0. So 1, and then 2, and 1. Interesting. We're already at 2, 6, 1, and 1. I have at least 4 tomes I can do. I bet I can pull off that Astral World, right? Because we go to, let's say, special tomes. Oh, interesting. Crystal Pact, Eldritch Pact. Interesting. Nature, right? Tome of the Cycles. We'll be able to get this. We kind of want it It fits what we're doing. Alright, so let's theoretically take cycles. Well, that's 2 nature. That's our second tier 3 tome. Great. Boom. Oh! Interesting. We're already up to 2, 3, and 1. Alright. Well, what about tier 2 tomes? Well, right, we can either do 2 Doom Herald, which works. But Shades could be fun too, right? Materium Shadow, we become harder to hit, we're shadow creatures, we ignore defenses and that sort of thing if they're blind, we're casting this to cause blind, Tome of Souls works, that sort of thing. Maybe? Hold on. Am I thinking of something else? I'm thinking of something else, aren't I? I might be thinking of just straight up Necromancy. Yeah, so this one. Right? But if we take a look at Materium, honestly, right, Tome of Discipline kind of works. Right? There's nothing here that says no. Inner Mastery, right? Status Resistance, War Healing received in combat, Empowered Strikes is a unit enchantment, right? But so does, oddly enough, Tome of Rock, because of Obsidian Weapons, right? Earthkin would be nice. That gives us our +1 defense. That's a buff spell. I mean, we can use that. We can use this. We can use this. We can use everything. So I'm thinking, oddly enough, Obsidian at tier 1, which gives me 2 material. Great. So now I've got space for 2 tier 2. I'm at 2, 2, 1, 1, 2. So I need Astral and Order, and then Chaos and Material. Can we grab them? Well, maybe not, I suppose. It's an interesting thing to go for. I don't think we're gonna get it, right? Because Order, so let's assume we want at least 1 tier 2. It would be either it'd have to be, well, Construct. This is pure Order, which is interesting. Paladin, House of Charity, Summon Vigil, Heroic Stand, right? There's something funny there. Tome of Inquisition's never a bad one. Again, Tome of Discipline's tier 1. So I'm wondering, I'm probably not going to go tier 5 tomes. So let's take one of those tier 5 and grab Discipline. Because 2 reasons, it's hilarious, and why not? So that gives me 3 Materium. Oh, wrong buttons. Right there. Great. 1 Order. So now we're missing a Chaos and an Astral. Okay, that's doable. What do we have? An Astral. Anyway, let's see. Materium, Chaos, Shadow, Astral, Order, Nature. Well, we're looking at tier 2 tomes. Summoning. Fey Mist could be one. That's 1 Astral, 1 Nature. But we don't need Nature. Scrying is never bad. Guided Projectiles. Tower of True Sight. Mental Mark is always good. Scry Enemy. That we won't use. So what if we take Scrying as a tier 2 tome? Alright. 2. All we're missing is a single Chaos point. Is there a single Chaos Tome? Oh, look. Mayhem or Revelry. Either one, right? Mark of Misfortune, never bad. Curse of Misfortune, never bad. Gremlins, never bad. Tome of Revelry, I usually don't take it a lot, but faster experience. Scald is pretty good, the Song of Carnage, which again, we love crits, right? Blood Fury weapons, more physical, and when we kill adjacent enemies, we'll get bleeding. Cool. So it spreads the bleeding faster. Reveler's Heart. Increased morale gain. Revels of Blood. More morale. Okay, this works really well. Mayhem works really well. I don't do Revelry a lot. Let's try it. Oh, look. 2 Chaos. Boom. Oh, we're short 1 order. Really? Okay. Right now we're at 2 of everything. I'm okay with it. I have a Spear Tome I can use. Great. Is there anything in order? So we're taking Empire of Chaos. Well... Imperialists... could work. We're not necessarily evil vampires. I'm not saying we're not gonna go evil, right? But stability, income, we usually build around our throne anyways. We can get it to share a border. A bonus gold income. We are imperialistic magic vampires. Boom. 3, 4, 6, 3, 3, 3. We're getting them all. It is still a very powerful build. Right? And we have room, right? Because we're guaranteed to get at least 10 tomes. And we're getting the ones we want. And we're building on top of each other. We have 1 free tome to be like, well, let's grab this real quick. It might help. But of the 11 tome, 9? Of the 9 tomes we have chosen, it's a very powerful build. I think. So yeah, we'll go with this. So Empire of the Cosmos, Imperials. Select.
Choose your first
tome has to be Tome of Blood. So we're starting with the Blood Altar. Bloodletting, Drinking Blade, Sanguine Focus, Life Leeching, Flesh Carved Ruins, Blood Cultist. Select.
What is your ruler's origin?
Oh, interesting. We have to play an Elder Vampire. Okay, so a deathless vampire who drains the life from enemies undercover. Night. An undead unit with an aversion to light. So if we're not in sunless, underground, or lightless terrain. So underground, gloom, or sunless. We have to be in that, otherwise we cannot regenerate and we suffer 20% less damage. We have the Vampire Castle Foundation, which is Thralls, which replaces the Wizard Tower. So unlocks Thralls, that sort of thing. We gain, so we don't recruit heroes, we turn heroes. Okay? So what happens is, we turn a hero into a, how do I want to do this? No other way around it. A minion vampire, right? And we gain 20% of their combat experience. If they gain 10, we get 2 of them. Right? So our main Elder Vampire is going to level up very quickly. Our side vampires? Side hoes? Oh, okay, we're just... Okay, anyways. Our minion vampires are going to level up slower compared to other people. Okay, interesting. Select. Oh, no. Okay. So you choose Elder Vampire. It can either be a pure blood or a hybrid.
Reveal yourself.
Okay, so we could be an ogre vampire, right? Is there any race we can't choose? Let's see. Oh no, this is race. Sorry, ruler. Physical form. Yeah, vampire monkey, vampire human, vampire undead. Can you do vampire giant, vampire goat, wolf, orc, fling, which is hilarious, rats, goblins. Not sure. Maybe that's humans. Toads. There is something about vampire toads that's also hilarious. Dwarfs, tigers. So no vampire giants, no vampire dragons. Fair enough. Alright. I just wanted to show that off.
What is your
Elder
race
vampire
origin?
pure blood.
Reveal yourself.
War. I always forget this. So we can be a ranger, which is interesting. We could be a battle saint. But I want to do either elementalist, ritualist, or warlock. And I think we're going to do elementalist. I want to be a vampire wizard. There we go. I appreciate the blood orb. Might as well stick with that. We're going to be as tall as possible. We can do skin decorations. Interesting. Oh, I like that. Skin color. Okay. Okay. Because of the red glow, it's throwing off the color palette on them. We'll go with this one. I appreciate the look. Different poses, everything else was fine. Different head, you could give her, like, vampire ears. Oh, that's freaky. Right? Vampirish ears. Hairstyle. Okay! I kind of like that hairstyle. Color. Blue, green, pink. I mean, red because of blood kind of suits. There we go. Different outfits. Oh, I do like that dress, though. That's the one we have, which is fine. I'll show these off real quick. Oh, that's a good one, too. I wish you could change the color of the clothes. Oh, wait, yeah, we can't. Duh. Oh, it's the bibbity box. What's changing is this chain, not the cloth. Okay, hold on. Is there... That's an interesting choice. Oh! I like the rose thing. I kind of wish for, like, this top, that bottom, but I'm a horny dude. Or this top, this bottom. Okay, hold on. What if we reverse it? Oh, I like that. I think this is what we're going with. Right eye color, left eye color over it. Oh, we could do opposite. I'm okay with the eye colors. Well, we'll go with my standard purple, I think. Although we can't do an over. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, I like that. How about purple and green? Right? And maybe we change the armor color. Yeah, there's nothing really that screams out like like life and death would be black and green. But there's nothing. Okay. Alright, we'll go with this. Select
Your journey.
overbearing
begins.
ogres? I'll take the name Dogre? Oh. Last name Prevere. I think that's how you spell it. Hold on. I'm not gonna say. Oh. Ah, yeah. I'll say Trevere, not Tremere, but if you get the reference, you do. Is there a female version of Kevin? Evina? How about Kira? There we go, that works. I do not like the overbearing ogres. Blood ogres works. I'll take that. That's fine. The question is, I mean, instructor's a good one, right? Because then we get trainer. Steward? What's steward? Adjacent friendly units. Easy to do. Right? Raider, privateer, lawbringer, instructor, imperialist. Win a siege battle against a free city. There's not a lot of free cities. So that one might be out. Glory seeker. That could work. But that requires relying on rank, so that can be much easier to do. Fearmonger is much easier to do with these guys. Right? Between, like I said, between the I'm drawing a blank on the tome. Between the tome that drains this we may take that anyway. Absolutely drains morale, and the fact that they're just wrecking morale anyways, right? Explorer. No, hold on. Duelist isn't a bad one. Dominator could be one. But I'll never do the major ambition. Duelist is a good one. And we're probably going to have to fight. Let's make her a duelist. It's a bit out of my... Usually I go like defender. Right? Or collector. Collector's an easy one to snag. Right? Just have an item equipped for 3 turns. As long as it's all tier 2 and above, you get a ton of binding essence and more hit. You know what? Let's do collector. I know I do it a lot, but because of the way I play, it's an easy get, and we're probably going to need the hit points. Okay. So I think this... Elder Dam? Is there another one? Elder Lady of Moonlight. I like that. Or... Oh, no. Alright. Lady of Moonlight. Moonlight Duchess would be a fun one. Oh, I can either she, her... Oh, no, I can! Oh! Moonlight. I would never be the Moonlight Queen. I am the Moonlight Duchess. Advanced settings? Oh, city names. Yeah, this is... I can sit down and decide if the AI... Oh. Oh, I don't like... Hold on. Appearance. I apologize.
Reveal yourself.
Oh, interesting. Oh, is that like an actual tick? Ooh, how about... Yes, the rose. Colors. Red on white. That works. Finalize. There we go. She's gonna be an elementalist, focusing in fire. We'll at least do that. So Moonlight Duchess, Kira, Trevere, not to be confused with anyone who might be from Tremere and White Wolf. Yeah, who knows? Yeah, onward.
Ages ago, in a time when the forces of elemental might roamed the cosmos, a prince betrayed his lover, and through this bloodshed was accursed. Thus arose a being of great power and allure, neither dead nor alive, who fed on the living and prospered in your journey.
Oh, do I have to make that again?
What is your people's
Or does it count as being made? Okay, good. And that is the faction creation video. Because I want to show that off in the actual store. So there we go. Thank you very much for joining me. This one took an hour. Normally I've done in 30 minutes. You can see why I popped it out as a separate video. Thank you very much for joining me. Feel free to like, subscribe, and comment. Smash that bell. All that jazz. Even better, check out other videos and things I've done. Best is, come on over and check me out when I stream live every Sunday through Friday, life permitting. Thank you very much for joining me, and until we see each other again, remember to be kind to one another. Hello, this is Gohan the Chinchilla, and we hope you're having a good day, as do I. As always, we hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, feel free to follow, like, subscribe, or comment. Or, even better, come on over to twitch.tv/SparkyTDK and watch me live every Monday through Friday. Thank you for your support.